King Louis XVI of France created laws forcing the bourgeoisie, the French working class, to become more subordinate and lose civil rights. The Third Estate of France, which is the caste not including the nobility or priesthood and knighthood, then formed together to topple the tyrant. The French Revolution marked the first time in history that the working class of the state solidified as one body to overpower the monarch. Isidore Helman engraved the oath at Tennis Court to memorialize the middle class's effort to unify as one assembly in an effort to topple the tyrannical nobility and establish a new democratic regime based on equality. The bourgeoisie looked to the heavens not only as a source of blame, but also as a harbinger for justice. Helman engraved the multiple paintings of Charles Monnet, plus many other artists' paintings of the French Revolution. Throughout his engravings, the pattern of circularity repeats. In the oath at Tennis Court, the members of the National Assembly gather around in a large circle around the angelic spectacle. And in his engravings of King Louis XVI being beheaded at the end of the Revolution, the audience is positioned in a circle around the display. The pattern of circling crowds symbolizes a movement of unity towards political reform. The National Assembly members involved in the tennis court oath formed because they were locked out of office, so the estate rallied together under one notion, to overthrow the tyrannical Louis XVI and replace the autocratic regime with democracy. Hellman's repetitive use of circles represents the unity and collaboration of the Third Estate in their attempt to overthrow autocracy and establish a new democratic regime based on equality. The addition of the angels and the demon display in the middle of the tennis court was Charles Monnet's interpretation of the Third Estate's secondary origin of assembly, and their desperate need for help. The members are surrounding the angels while pointing their fingers to the skies. The members are casting disgruntled faces towards the heavens as to blame God for what happened to France. In the Jacques-Louis David's original painting of the tennis court oath, the members were all pointing and shouting with accusation and cries for help amongst one another. Monnet saw this blame and outcry as extraterrestrial rather than inter-party conflict. Monnet put the people's blame onto God, and put their appeal for help toward God as well. The Third Estate not only blamed God for inducting King Louis XVI as ruler over France, but they also begged God for an escape from tyranny. The fight between the angel and the demon was a sign that the Frenchmen needed in order to rally together for social justice. The oath at Tennis Court utilizes the good versus evil motif, and that good will always triumph over evil. The people witness an angel with a sword and shield casting out a demon from the skies. As the angels claim victory over the demon, they exemplify to the Third Estate members of what must be done in order to win social justice and political reform. Evil must be fought, and the good must triumph. The clothing for the bourgeoisie was very modest and showed little splendor. The clothing was also humble because it completely covered the women and men, which was common during the 18th century. The men in the oath at tennis court were wearing dark, long clothes and long socks to cover their entire body. The clothes were not detailed like the elite's clothes would be. The bourgeoisie's clothing is simple and modest. The leading class of the revolution, the bourgeoisie, was vastly different from the prestigious and pretentious nobility. But the aim of the bourgeoisie was not to become equal in stature, but to become equal in suffrage status. The physical attributes of the nobility and the Third Estate were distinct in that the nobility's clothes showed wealth, surplus, and power, while the working class members clothing showed humility, moderation, and passiveness. The physical appearance of the Third Estate is ironic to the French Revolution because the outwardly looking humble, passive workers became aggressive, diligent riveters for national change. Isidore Helman engraved the oath at Tennis Court to memorialize the middle class's effort to unify as one assembly in an effort to topple the tyrannical nobility and establish a new democratic regime based on equality. The bourgeoisie looked to the heavens not only as a source of blame, but also as a harbinger for justice, in order to gain equality once and for all in France for the middle class.